Hi, our guest for today is Kyra Anand. Kyra has been the brand ambassador for the sixth edition of the Young Talent Music Competition. Just to give you a brief introduction of Kyra, uh, she has been the runners up in 2021, the finalist in 2022, uh, and for the last edition in 2023, she has been the winner in the senior vocals category. An excellent vocalist and performer. She has performed and won several awards in the last few years. And she has also won the Vocalist of the Year at the London Young Musicians. So, Kyra, welcome
Thank you.
to the YTMC fraternity.
Thank you. Thank you.
Firstly, I want to thank you for having been with us for such a long time, right from 2021, and consistently done so very well. And also thank you for accepting to be our brand ambassador for this year.
Of course.
So, yeah, you have performed musicals from what I've seen in the last few years, at the auditions, at the semi-finals round, as well as the finals. I think you have a kind of affinity towards musicals,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So, can you tell us what inspires you to choose musicals, for these competitions?
Okay. So when I started singing, it actually started with rock and pop singing because I think, I think it was more relatable to me because I heard it a lot around me. But then when I went and watched Cats at Dubai Opera, I was really young, but I don't remember much. But what I do remember is when they sang Memory, and that I was absolutely amazed by it. So as soon as I heard it, I knew I wanted to learn it. And that's when I started looking into musical theater. So I started watching a lot of, musical movies like Greatest Showman, Annie. I went and watched live musicals like Wicked. And I even have performed in some musicals in my school, such as Grease, Aladdin, and Annie. So that gave me a bit of exposure to the musical theater world. And so I started, learning some musical theater songs, and that's when I went and performed musical theater at the YTMC competition. And I realized that, there's a lot of technical differences between rock and pop and musical theater. So, for example, musical theater requires a lot more articulation, more dynamic control. So and there's a lot of differences between rock and pop and musical theater. So that pushed my skill a bit further and it helped me improve my skill in general. So once I had learned about musical theater, I then went on to see Madama Butterfly at Dubai Opera. It was around the time of the 2023 edition. And when I saw that, I absolutely loved it. And I saw the aria Un Bel Deal. So I knew I wanted to learn that as well. So I had actually sang that at the YTMC final where I won. But again, I noticed so many differences between musical theater and opera. And I think what kept inspiring me to just learn these different styles is the fact that there are so many technical differences which can push my capabilities. And so I think what inspired me is just to be able to explore a variety of genres and just better my skill at singing.
Yeah, I had watched you sing "The Sound of Music."
Yeah.
The introduction song, I think it was
in
"The Hills
first,
Are Alive" with the Sound of
yeah,
Music.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was quite amazed at that when you sang that at one of the auditions, because it is something that took me back, to the late '60s or rather early '70s. I don't remember exactly. But in today's music, when you sing something which is, goes back so many years, it's really amazing. Did you see the movie, by the way?
I have watched it,
You
yeah.
watched the movie,
Yeah.
yeah? How did you like it?
Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely loved
Amazing
it, yeah.
song, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the next question which I want to ask you, a very important question, is, like from the first time that you have been performing, singing, till now, uh, what uh, what is the experiences and what are the what what is the confidence and certain things that have gone into it which have built you as a singer right from the beginning to now, how it has kind of changed?
Okay, so when I like we can take my audition for example, the first audition when I sang in 2021, in my first audition, I sang "Memory" from Cats, and from then that was when I was exploring musical theater, right? So at that point, my vocal range was not as great as it is now. My vibrato could have been better at that point. Switching between registers was a lot hard for me. And my confidence, it was not as it is now. I was very nervous at that point. But now when I look at let's say the first edition that I did in the 2023 edition, when I sang an aria, which was Dido's Lament, my confidence was so much better. I was able to communicate a sad emotion, through my singing and through my expressions, my body language. Switching between registers is a lot easier for me now. When my head voice is a lot more developed. And I think just in general, I've improved so much technically. And of course, there's many factors that contribute towards it. Like, I guess some tips I could even give to the future participants. So, for example, if you wanted to just focus, I think focusing on notes is so important. So once you figure out the notes of the piece, the pitch, the key, after that, you can focus on your expressions, your body language, and actually communicating the song to the audience. So I think focusing on the notes is one big thing. Second, I think practicing in front of a mirror is so important because it can completely change the way you sound and the way you look. Because once you know what you're doing and how you communicate the song to the audience, you'll be able to just perform it with ease, and it's a lot more natural. And my third tip is just to have fun. When you have fun, if there's any mistakes that happen along the way, technical difficulties in your when you're performing, you'll be able to go through it with ease. You won't worry about that because you're having fun. You're singing for yourself. You're not singing for anyone else. So I think that's a big thing, singing for yourself. So yeah, I think having fun, practicing in front of a mirror, focusing on notes and technical stuff as well is very important. So I think that could also be tips for the future participants.
Yeah, you spoke about vibrato now. Yeah, vibrato is a very advanced element of singing.
Yes.
Because not everybody is able to sing, even as much as they would like to sing vibrato. It's a difficult,
it's very hard, yeah.
to get your voice to vibrate and get that kind of effect into your singing. So would you like to share something as to how you have been able to develop vibrato to our audience basically?
Okay, so vibrato is something that you use in, I think, more musical theater and more classical singing. So, and not a lot of rock and pop. But when I was introduced to vibrato, I used to just try to switch the pitch of my notes a bit. But that wasn't exactly how vibrato works. With vibrato, you're just, how do I explain? It's very, when you slightly move the notes a bit up and down, but it's more about the throat. It's not about actually significantly changing your note that you're singing. But it's just practice. When you practice, consistent practice with any note, just take any note and just try to move your, voice a bit to get that vibrato out. And when you're singing long notes, high notes, and when it's so crucial at that point, especially in arias, it's a lot harder. And so I think consistent practice is just all you need to get even advanced stuff like vibrato. And that can be for anything, like even when you're doing trills or anything. So just consistent practice is something that is so important, even with vibrato. So.
Do you have somebody to mentor you for this kind of singing, or you have kind of done it on your own, like self kind of development?
No, I have my teacher, my
you have your
teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. She works at Vocal Studio Orpheus.
Okay.
Her name's Elena Katovic.
Oh, okay, Elena.
And she is...
I hope Elena is watching.
She is absolutely amazing, and she's taught me how to hone my skills
Absolutely.
and just turn it into something beautiful, my voice.
Yeah, she's a good singer, in fact. Yeah, that's great. So, so the next question is your journey as a singer. How would you, what started the singing process, basically, since birth, basically?
Okay. So,
I don't know which age you started singing, but since then.
Okay. So, I started singing around, I think when I was 6 years old. And I think my mom had noticed my talent. Okay. And I've always enjoyed music, enjoyed performing. And it was one of my passions. And so, of course, as I mentioned before, I started with rock and pop. I moved on to musical theater, and then I went on to classical singing and operas. But throughout that journey, I think was just motivate me throughout that entire time is just one, my love for performing, and to be able to even communicate some an important message. Suppose, for example, I've actually made 2 songs, and one of them was just about staying positive and being happy all the time.
You've
And
composed these songs?
yes, I've composed these
Okay.
songs. So one of them was called "Be Happy," and it's on YouTube. But the entire it's just about staying positive, and I think communicating a message in such a creative way and using an art form that you love is something I guess that motivates me as well. And another thing that I guess motivates me to always hone my skill is just to you know try different technical stuff and technically get better, and improve and try different styles and genres, and to
Mm-hmm.
just be able to see that variety of different songs and be able to get exposure to them and perform is something that I guess motivates me and
Mm-hmm.
inspires me.
So, do you also play an instrument or anything? Or you
So I used to play a lot of piano and
piano?
guitar. I
Okay.
still do try it on my own now. I don't do
Okay.
classes anymore. But guitar is something that I try. Even ukulele, I have a
So
ukulele
you
at home as
sing
well.
and play together, is it?
Sometimes I try that, yeah.
Ah, okay, that's good. That's very good because I think sometimes you don't have the music to back you up, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
best to know an instrument
Yes.
and play like the guitar or the
Yeah.
piano where you can play and you sing, so you don't really need the music.
Yeah, of
You know,
course, yeah.
yeah. So that's good. Yeah. So what's uh, what would something very particular be if you would like to share it with all our future participants? Something very, just in one word, or rather,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
one message that you would like to give.
Okay, so I think one message I could give is just to have fun. If you have fun, you're enjoying yourself. Your performance will become more natural, more fluid, and when your joy and your enthusiasm is infectious, it'll create a positive atmosphere around you. Your audience will have fun just watching you, watching you perform. And I think that's so important because even when you're having fun, you'll forget about any worries that you have about making a mistake, or just thinking about that someone's going to judge you in the audience. No, just focus on your singing, sing for yourself, not for anyone else. So just have fun. And I think in order to have fun, you need to be present in your singing and in your performance. Savor each moment of your performance. And I think just enjoy the preparation process as well. When you're rehearsing, learn what the meaning of the song is. So, like if I'm singing an opera, suppose, like when I sing classical, I don't know the language I'm singing in. Like I'm singing maybe Italian.
Mm.
And I go through each and every single line and see what it exactly means. So that when I'm singing, I know exactly what emotions to bring out.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I know exactly what I'm doing, I just experiment and I have fun. So I think having fun is so important, and that's why I'm gonna like all the future participants just have fun, enjoy yourself on stage.
Okay, have you all heard that? All our future participants, have fun when you sing, okay? Because that's the only thing that motivates us, right?
Yeah.
When we enjoy what we do.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Kyra, thanks so much for sharing all your experiences and your information with us. I hope it will benefit all our listeners and our viewers here, and especially the participants of the Young Talent Music Competition. Okay, now one last question before we leave. Something which is connected with the competition itself, and what do you think? Now you've been here for the last 3 years, right? So what in your experiences that you've had, uh, what do you think that would make the competition better?
Okay, so one, I think this is an absolutely amazing opportunity for children. It's an amazing platform you guys have given for young singers like me, young musicians everywhere in UAE, just to be able to use this platform to just see other people perform and to be able to hone their skill and understand what they can even improve on. It's an amazing opportunity. I think if you wanted to add something to the competition, it's just maybe constructive feedback at the end of each round. So like even in the final, if you don't win, what can I improve on? So, like, I think just even one line saying, oh, yeah, you were not great with your intonation or something like that, just one line that they know that they can improve on and that they can better themselves for next year is something I think that you could add. But otherwise, I think this is an absolutely amazing competition that Music Minds have created.
Thank you, Kyra. Thank you for the advice. I think it was wonderful. What you're saying is we do need to kind of, even at the finals, give some kind of constructive,
Yeah.
feedback on the performers. Thank you so much, Kyra.
Thank
Thank you
you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.